everybody, we're out here at Champions Village with some fine folks from the St. Louis Force Baseball Club. I've got Dwayne, I've got Tamika, I've got Sherry, and I've got James. These are all parents of players within the organization, ranging from 11U to 14U. So we're going to get a little perspective on the club here and what's happening in the club from these folks. I think it's always a good idea to talk to parents, see how everything's transpiring and going. So we're going to start with a question. How long you been with the program?
About 2 years.
2 years?
Yep.
Sherry?
Just started.
Just started. First year.
Season. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Our first year as well.
First year as well?
About fall of 2016.
Fall of 2016.
Yeah.
All right. So, got a little bit of a ride here. As a first year coming into the club, what drew you to the club?
The location.
Location?
We live here in Fenton, and it's the facility's closed. The way it's kind of a family-friendly type, very supportive organization.
Yeah.
And that they have our age group available.
Age group? Yeah, I understand. James, what were you guys looking for?
You know, my son, he plays, the only sport he really plays is baseball, like competitively. So somebody that would play, you know, an organization that practice, you know, all year round, basically.
All year round?
You know, somebody that would practice in the winter as much as they did the summer is what we were looking for.
So Tamika, your first year, what were you guys looking for when you saw? Did you look at other clubs as well?
We were with another competitive club prior to coming to the Force, but the Force is a hot team on the circuit. So I mean, you go where there's competition, where there's competitiveness.
Absolutely. So Dwayne, being the veteran of the parents here, 2016, when you started looking around, what was it that drew you to the club?
Well, we were looking for a club that had facilities, top instructors, great training techniques, and you know, with this new facility, access to the health and wellness side of the weight training has been such a plus as well.
You know, speaking of the health and wellness side, when we came out, when you guys did the grand opening here, it was great talking to the folks in that facility over there with the health and wellness focus, and the doctor that we spoke to that day. Tremendous stuff. It really was. So I think that's a great point. So in your first year, ladies, what are you expecting here? You know, the atmosphere that you've seen so far. What do you see? What are you expecting?
Lots of training, reinforced skills, and a travel schedule. So
travel schedule. You looking forward to traveling a lot?
I am. We played with another team before this at year-round select, and it was every single weekend, but it was not outside of St. Louis, so we're excited about that.
I'm looking for growth.
Growth? In how many ways? In what ways are you looking for growth?
Mentally, physically. Just him learning how to be a leader on and off the field, and confidence. Just have confidence in himself.
Do you think that makes a difference, Dwayne, when you're talking about those types of things as the young man, your son, grows into maturity?
Well, absolutely. I think one of the most important things that the Force does is the development of character in boys, turning them from young boys into young men, preparing them for high school, college, and even if they don't stay in baseball. Right.
So James, in that vein, you know, how do you see your son growing in the couple years as far as those types of things?
Sure. I mean, the big thing's respect. I mean, they teach a lot of respect here. But the other thing is this diligence, and you know, I mean, he wants to come here every day, and there's not a lot of teams out there because everybody kind of picks each other up, and the coaches, the staff here, like you said, they work with your character. It's not just about baseball, because we all know there really is a mental side of the game, and when your kid's 11, 12, 13, 14, that's a very important time in their life, you know, to learn how to be an adult, be respectful, because you know you play other teams and you see different organizations, and you know we try to be respectful at all times. And,
you know, one of the other things they do really well here is they teach the players to their skill and ability. So instead of the cookie cutter techniques, those cookie cutter fundamentals that we see all clubs do, they look at everyone's build and ability, and they teach to that. So that really impressed me about the Force.
Do you think that the program here thinks about community first?
Yes. Yeah, I think it's, you know, because obviously it's an image, but at the same time, I mean, we do a lot of things that, you know, with the team that we hadn't done with our past teams. You know, it's more of a, like I said, it's more of an organization than it is. I mean, even the other Force teams, you know, we're with each other a lot, but we'll travel together, things like that, and we'll do things together. Yeah, I think it's more of an organization than a community.
And I've seen you guys do community events. I've seen on Facebook and whatnot. Was that something that pulled you into the program?
I was excited to be a part of that. The wrapping the presents, getting all the boys together.
Yeah,
that was
Miracles in Progress. Yeah, that was a great event. Yeah.
That was. We felt good to be part of that.
Yeah.
So what is Miracles in Progress?
I wasn't.
You missed it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I sent the gift. My son, the kids helped wrap, but I didn't actually come.
Yeah, Miracles in Progress is an organization that we partnered with to help them. They do a lot of their own events, but we partnered with them. We've got some players that are involved in Miracles in Progress. We had a gift wrapping party, and it turned out to be a fantastic event, and we provided a lot of presents for folks in need. So
that's awesome. And see, like you said, that draws you into that. That's more than just baseball, isn't it?
Right. And also there was like the Christmas pancakes, so you were introduced to other companies, other things that you might, or vendors or type of events that you would use maybe for yourself down the road for something.
Very good, very good. So guys, I'm going to get you out of here on this. I know I appreciate you all being here today. So moving forward, how do you see yourself or your son evolving in the program?
Well, he's here about 4 to 5 times a week, and I can already, you know, within the last year, I can already tell just a difference, and I just see him getting better and better, just because, like he said, they really do. My son's never going to be the fastest kid on the team, but what they will work with is his potential. You know, they're not going to say, "Oh, we want to work with your speed," because it is what it is. You know, God blesses you with certain things. So I think that what he is good at, they're just going to continue to make him better at. And again, you know, whether he plays high school, college, you know, D1, D2, D3, whatever it may be, you know, the big thing is just when he comes out of this, I think he's just going to have a respect, and whether it's in baseball or not in baseball, you know, just work ethic is the biggest thing I like about this place.
Awesome.
It's a good one. I was going to kind of, what he said as well is that the coaches, professional coaches, that their skill set to work on the strengths, like my son's not one of the bigger boys, but they identify sort of what he can do and work on that to make him a better player every day. And he loves coming here. So.
Awesome. Tamika?
And it's still back to growth. Just being a better kid, a better player, you know, on and off the field. So
absolutely. Dwayne?
Yeah, I think, just like you said, you know, no matter what they do with what they've learned here, they're going to take a lot away from it. But one of the things I remember the most that Sal said, Sal McGee, our director, when we first joined the Force, was we just want a great place for the kids to play ball. Whether they make it or not, they can say we played at the organization in town in the St. Louis area. So
that's awesome.
I'll never forget that.
That's awesome. Hey guys, thank you very much. Appreciate your time and your insights into the program, and wish you guys all the best and your sons all the best, and we'll talk to you again. We'll see you all at the ballpark, right?
Yes.
There you go. right, guys, back out here at Champions Village with some members of the staff and coaches with the St. Louis Force. I'm going to start here to my right with Jack. And Jack, why don't you give us a little bit of what your role is with the group?
So I'm one of the directors of the club, as well as one of the facility managers. I do coach our 11U team. I've been with the club for, this will be my 5th year now. It's truly been a blessing working with the kids. We probably had over 1,000 kids in the club since we started. And we steadily growing. So we're at about 30 teams now between softball and baseball. So we just added the softball side this year. But the baseball side, we probably have 12 teams that have been with us for the last 12 years. So it's been good to see them all the way from 12U going all the way up and graduating this year. I think the most fun.
Graduating and how? Is that all the way through high school or 14U?
So our 18U team this year was 12, 13 when we first started 5 years ago, and now they're graduating. So we got a couple D1 commits, so that's always nice, you know what I mean, to see them transition into college baseball.
That's awesome, awesome. How about you down there, Reggie?
This is my first year with the club here. I do a lot of the team training, hitting, and individual hitting instruction. Also coach one of the 14U teams here. Really enjoy the atmosphere around here. Coming over to the Force was really a blessing. Gave me an opportunity to work with some ball players who can use the help and help further their career and get better in the game.
Very good. We got Josh here. Josh, why don't you tell us a little bit about your role with the group?
So, this is my first year with the Force. Been involved in baseball my whole life. Been a part of many different organizations. Dream of mine was always putting together a facility and being able to teach kids, keep them off the streets, teach them life lessons, and that's what Champions Village was. So in doing that, I met Sal McGee and hit it off with Sal immediately. And his philosophies and goals and thoughts mirrored mine. So partnering up, doing the Force and Champions Village, and it was a natural fit.
So Champions Village, this is the first year of its existence, correct?
Okay.
Because I remember we were here doing the grand opening. We got a chance to come out and do some video work and interview some folks when you guys were doing that grand opening. And it's a great facility, folks. Just come on down and check it out. It is really a great facility. So, how long have you been coaching, Reggie?
Well, you know, I've been around for a while. This is going on my 26th year coaching. I have a number of ball players, maybe, as a matter of fact, 52 ball players who went on to play college ball, and 8 ball players that come through me as play professional baseball. So I've been around for a while.
What do you think you bring to the core of the staff here, and you know, your expertise?
Well, my mindset when you train youth ball players is more or less about the training and developing, not so much the wins or the losses. We tend to not train for today, but for the next level. So that's generally my main focus is to try to get the kids to understand you may not be successful today, but we're going to teach you the right way so it takes effect at the next level.
Very good. So Jack, do you think that when the kids come into the program and you're looking at the athlete, what's your progression here? Because most of these kids are coming before they even get to middle school, correct? So what's your approach to that?
So I would think that our approach to that is we do have a home for everybody. You know what I mean? That's the one thing that I like about the Force is as we've built this program, introducing it this year, it's the first year that we've introduced the elite program. But you know, with the training aspect of it, just building them up. You know what I mean? For a lot of kids, you know, they lack confidence when they come in here. So building them up, and learning them, and teaching them how to learn. That's the main thing. Because once you learn how to learn, you can really develop. You know what I mean? We got the trainers to teach them, but it's wherever you're coming from. A lot of times we don't know what their training that they already had. So, I mean, moving forward though, you know what I mean, I do think we're going to take off with this elite program, and then having a AA, a AAA, and then the elite, and there's always somewhere for somebody to move up to.
Very good, very good. So Josh.
Yes.
When you're bringing all these kids and you're dealing with all that, there is the parents. How do you as a club approach that relationship when they're bringing their child to you guys? You know, there's got to be a trust factor in that, right?
Oh, absolutely. So, there's a trust factor in everything in life. You know, actions speak louder than words to me. Everybody can sell your club to anybody. Actions speak louder than words. So when we're bringing them in and we're doing academy trainings and then we're running 4 teams together at the same time, it's a family atmosphere. On top of that, we teach them things outside the field, whether it's the toy drive, food banks, getting kids involved in the community and giving back. So I let that speak for the club and for us. That's how you get that trust.
Very good, very good. Because it's tough, you know. They're bringing them here for baseball, right?
Yep.
And we understand that. Everybody knows that. They want their child to get that best education for baseball. But yet, it's got to be. You're looking at this at more than just baseball.
Big
correct?
picture. Big picture. Like Reggie said, it's not necessarily wins and losses. It's where's the kid at today. Not only on the field, are you getting him ready for that next level? Are you getting him ready for the next level on the field as well as off the field? A lot of the kids that start with the program start at a young age, and they spend a lot of time with the team, with the directors, with the facility. So whether you think of it or not, you have a big influence on that kid throughout their life. So you want everything what's best for that kid.
And we're not talking, and I should say this, I want to make sure, we're not talking just baseball, we're talking softball too, because as you can see behind us, we have the ladies right here working out. Right? These ladies? Yep, there they are. So we got the softball working behind us, so lady, it's the same with the ladies as well.
Right, absolutely.
So if we're going to start talking about the roles of the parents, how do you guys bring the role of the parents into the club itself?
So with my past and previous experiences, I think that it's our job to educate the parents on what we're educating to their kids. And I think if those both work together as a team, you get your best results, because a lot of times, they expect that when they drop their kids off, they're all yours. But if they're not learning what their kids are learning, it's hard to reteach it. And that's the main thing, is baseball is a very hard game, because it's the only thing in life where you can go 3 out of 10 and you're in the Hall of Fame, right? You go 3 out of 10 on a math test and you're not doing very good, are you? You know what I mean? But with that being said, it takes lots of replication, right? So that's where, going back to the training though, you know what I mean? That's where I have every single one of my guys, they're hitting with Reggie every week, you know what I mean? That's a different perspective. It's all about perspective in this, you know what I mean? So if they're hearing one thing from Reggie, and then Reggie's teaching me, and I'm teaching it to my kids, and then I'm teaching it to my parents, then we got 4 people that are all preaching the same thing. And I think the kids can have a lot better understanding of it.
So that's something that when you're talking with them, language and how you say something to the coach, to the parent, to the child is very important, yes?
Absolutely. Because the simple fact that I tell a lot of the coaches and the players, look, I'm not going to follow you around all season because I have my own team. So, you have to make sure you understand what we're trying to accomplish, and the coaches as well, so they can reiterate what's being taught and we don't have a conflict of things that's being taught.
Because if dad's saying something different, it's confusing to the child, isn't it?
Absolutely. Like Jack mentioned, some parents drop the kids off and they leave and they come back. So what I try to do in my lessons, after I'm finished, I'll go and have a brief 2 to 3 minute conversation with their parent and let them know what we covered and what we're trying to accomplish and what things they need to work on at home. They all have homework, so they know what's being taught. All right. I can tell whether or not they're doing work at home. They come back, if I got to reteach the same thing,
I know you haven't been putting in the work. So it's definitely a transition to where both the coaches and the parent gets on board with what we're trying to accomplish.
So Josh, when you're looking at it at an overall perspective with the club, is there something within that? And I know this is different than just, hey, swing path and talking about, but as a club, are there certain things that you guys try to say consistently as a whole, as a club, that brings a perspective to the parents and what people are saying outside of just the instruction? In the sense of, your philosophy on how you guys approach being an organization.
Yeah, the philosophy goes back to you're gonna teach a ball player. You're gonna work hard. You're gonna show up. You're gonna grind. You're gonna put in the work.
There you go.
You put in the work and you're gonna get rewards.
That's not something you hear a lot today, is it?
No, there's no gimmies, and I think people are afraid to say that today. But those that get out there and get after it and put in the work, they're going to be the ones that excel and succeed.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, where do you guys see yourself in, say, 5 years as an organization? What's the progress?
5 years from now, the organization should be, we're going to be at 60 teams, and that's kind of the capacity. That's my big vision, my big goal is we're going to be at 60 teams, and then that's ultimately what Champions Village will support. There's going to be single A, double A, majors, softball, baseball.
And that includes, that's not just baseball, that's a combination.
Not just baseball, that's a combination across the country. But yeah, we'll be at 60 teams, and it'll be a big family.
Does it matter, when you're looking at that, you say 60 teams, is it 30 on baseball and 30 on softball, or is it just,
it's offset. It's because softball you have every 2 years, so you have 10U, 12U, 14U, where baseball you're still 10s, 11s, 12s, 13s. So there will be more on the baseball side than the softball. That doesn't mean that there's more focus to one than the other, but the way the age groups break down, you'll have more baseball than the softball.
Okay. See, not being on that softball side, I didn't have a daughter played softball or anything, so that was it. I didn't know that it was every 2 years.
I got a lot of daughters now, so I'm learning the softball side too.
So yeah, I understand. Okay. So gentlemen, I'm going to get you out of this. All right, I'm going to get you out of this. So on this, goals. What are your goals as a coach, as a director? What are you looking for?
Honestly, if we're thinking long term, I talk to my boys about this all the time. This is something that I only played college ball like 4 years ago. So when it came down to when I had to make a decision that I didn't want to play ball anymore, I had to go get a real job. So with that being said, my goal is to get all my kids to be successful young men. You know what I mean? Whether they want to go to college or if they want to go in the military. You know what I mean? I don't care what they really want to do, but just be the best at it. You know what I mean? And do the best you can do. Those are my long-term goals. As far as short-term goals go, one thing that I do want to strive to push my kids in general, like my 11U team, to do better is something that we've been talking about a lot. Correcting your mistakes quickly. So, you know what I mean? Like don't wait 4 times to make a mistake and then fix it. You know what I mean? Analyze it quicker, and then have a different approach. You know what I mean? Be alright being uncomfortable, and that's alright. You know what I mean? So,
Reggie, how about yourself?
My goal is for each individual that I lay hands on that come across me. I would like to see everyone achieve their goal, whatever it be, whether it be make their high school team, make their varsity program, or play college ball. Whatever their goal is, I want to see everybody achieve that. Whether, again, trying to just be the best ball player they can be.
And that entails teaching the kids how to set goals for themselves, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So, again, we're not trying to train and teach them to be successful today. Set your goals high. If you want to be a college ball player, let's do that. If you don't have a goal, if you're just here for something to do over the summer, I think you're in the wrong place. So.
So, Josh, we'll finish it off with this. There's so many things going on in Champions Village, right? And the program itself, give us a quick view of all the other things that are happening in here.
Oh, there's always a lot of moving parts here, and it takes a village.
There you go.
So on top of the cages and the bullpens and the infield, that you have Dr. Eric McCluty with the health and wellness side. You have Leo Deering with St. Louis Athletic Development with the 4,000 square foot gym, doing speed and agility and strength training there. It's a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
You know, the health and wellness side is something I'm learning as we go. Talking to Dr. Eric, he used a term that I had never heard, and it was called prehab. Preventative injuries.
Yeah.
Versus rehab, where you're taking care of an injury. So he's big on, you know, making sure that you're right and set up to go out and not get injured. If somebody's IT band is too tight and you can see it in their knee, then they're more susceptible to knee injuries. So this is all stuff that I'm learning, but was part of my big vision of everything under one roof and be able to take care of everybody.
Absolutely. So tell us, and two, not only that, is when I look over at your strength training facility, they have one of those concussion. You guys got a concussion testing machine in there.
The concussion machine.
Yeah.
It's beyond me. It's above my IQ, but it's all the eyesight and training the eye, peripheral vision. So if there's a ball coming from the side, if there's whatever it is, it's training that eye to be able to react quicker. In turn, helping prevent concussions and alertness.
And not only that, then the hit tracks. Reggie and I were discussing that before we started in. That's great.
Every kid loves it.
It's fun. And he was telling me you guys are playing a game this afternoon.
We do.
Just on hit tracks.
Yep. Yeah, it's amazing.
Actually, they're playing one right now.
I remember if we wanted to get out, we were playing in the snow, man. You know? I mean, it's snowing outside. Now we can come right in the gym.
Year round.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. So technology, the facility, everything that's happening, you guys have around here, don't you?
So far.
So far?
So far, you know, there's always something new and exciting that you got to keep up with. But at the moment, we're looking good.
And just as I've walked around, you got the clubhouse for the kids. There's just a lot of atmosphere that's great for the kids to just have a fun time. Parents, I see the parents you've got bleachers here, so the parents can actually just sit and watch the training. Looks like a great time. Hey guys, thank you very much, Reggie. Appreciate it, Josh.
Thank you.
Jack, guys, appreciate your time. If you're looking for a club, check out these guys here. They'll be happy to talk to you. Hope you guys have a great season. We'll see you all out at the ballpark, yeah?
See you at the Diamond.
Absolutely. All right. Have a great day.
And I'll pull the hamstring and swing the bat. I'm like, oh, I gotta stop here. I'm like, it's terrible when you swing the bat, your hamstring tightens up.
It must be on that low pitch. It was on that low pitch, not the high pitch.
It was a high pitch.
It's brutal.